Some folks may not be too happy with me with this review, but it's all right. I'm used to it. Come on with it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop New York. This is season 9, episode 2. As I said, some of what I have to say today may not be too favorable to a few people, but it is what it is. Just come on with it, you know. I'll get on down. We get right down in these comments and get the windmill, and it ain't no problem. I'm here for all of it. I love it all. Anyway, okay, so what I kind of noticed in this episode was this overwhelming feeling of somebody did me wrong, and I didn't play any part in it. Come again? So I'm going to leave that right there. Right there. And we're going to work on that. Okay? First things first. Kimbella and Juju. I was so happy to see Juju. Y'all know I love Juju. She's so damn short. Juju came to see Kimbella, and they were actually talking. And, you know, just kind of Kim was getting the chance to get some of her feelings out about the whole thing with Juelz. Well, he's going to leave, period. It's just all at this point about how long he's going to leave. I think we're pretty settled that he's going to jail. And Juju was actually explaining to her, you know, that her dad, you know, when it comes to this whole thing with taking plea deals and stuff like that, that her dad actually went in the court and fought as opposed to taking a plea deal, and he ended up doing 20 years trying to fight the charge as opposed to taking the plea deal. So it was kind of like, woo, you know, that was kind of rough. So it was like, all right, cool. And then there was a point in that conversation where Kimbella, they kind of showed like a flash of her talking to Juelz. And she had actually stated this to Juju too, that maybe if she stayed up underneath him more and fought him to spend more time with her, then maybe this stuff would not have happened. Maybe he wouldn't have got hooked on drugs and this, that, thing, and the other. And I was like, excuse me. No, Kim. No, baby. I don't give a goddamn how long a time you spent with him getting on his nerves, shitting on his, and whatever. Drugs and him and that addiction, that ain't got nothing to do with you, Kim. It has nothing to do with you. That journey solely belongs to Juelz. Period, baby. You can't you can't do none of that for him. You can't blame yourself for none of that around him. Baby, that ain't got shit to do with you or them kids. That has to do with the addiction, Juelz, and whatever it is that he is being addicted to. Baby, there's nothing that you could do to change that at all. So I was waiting, and I wanted Juju to just say it, you know, like, bitch, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Because I think she needs to hear that. You know what I mean? I'm like looking at her, and she crying and carrying on, and I'm like, no, Kim, you can find 22 other things to cry about. Baby, don't cry about that. Because there wasn't nothing you could do about that. I felt that I really did feel bad for her. Somebody needed to grab her by the hand and really snap her out of that. No, don't you take none of that. None of it. And don't let him give you none of that. Now, I haven't seen that yet. But something tells me that somewhere down the line, I'm going to get mad at Juelz. And I think there's some blame shifting is going to take place. Because just the way she said it leads me to believe that there's some blame shifting that's going to take place. And I could be wrong. But we're going to wait. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to hold off and wait and see. But no, ain't nothing you could have did about that, Kimbella. This ain't got nothing to do with you at all. Anyway, moving on. Alexis Skye. I looked at Alexis. Alexis, we got to meet Alexis's grandma. Grandma just as cute as she could be. She real cute. Cute little lady. I said, look at her. I said, go ahead, girl. She look good. She look good. And she just looked like a grandma. Like you just wanted to love her. She looked like a grandma. And I looked at Alexis, and I never really paid Alexis a lot of attention until after we met Grandma, and it made me kind of open up because I just think she's so fucking ridiculous. Like everything about her, and the two shows that I've seen her on, everything about Alexis Skye that I've known about her up to this point has just made me look at her and say, really? So, when we met Grandma, Grandma was so cool and so normal and so grandma that it made me take time to sit back and say, And I looked at Alexis. Alexis looked just like her grandma. Alexis is really pretty. Like she's really a pretty girl. And the baby looks like the grandmother too. I said, boy, that baby, this is the first time I've ever seen the baby. And Fetty Wap, shame on you. Shame on you. If it's not your baby, shame on you still. She is absolutely beautiful. She really is. How do you even look at her and don't want to be her daddy? You know what I mean? She is just as pretty as she could be, just as adorable. I said, oh my God. So I was just like, I done got all sucked in, child. Y'all know how I am about babies, child. I was like, oh my God, look at her, honey. She's just cute. Then as Alexis started telling the story about how the baby has to have speech therapy, and she has to have physical therapy and stimulation therapy, and she has breathing treatments, and she had all these operations, and she has all these ailments due to this troubled pregnancy. Really? I was like, okay. And immediately I understood how because the grandmother is just completely attached to the baby, completely attached to it. And Alexis was saying she thinks the baby's hers. Grandma thinks the baby's hers. I said I can see that because she probably spends more time with the baby than you do. And little people are very easy to get attached to. Ask me how I know. It is. Just to take care of them. And child, any person I think who doesn't just, if you're spending time around a baby and you don't fall in love with the baby, something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with your humanity. Your humanity is not intact. There's just something in us that just innately makes us want to take care of the smaller versions of ourselves. That's just the way it is. And if it's not, fucking something wrong with you, but whatever. So grandma is completely attached, and I believe if you go back further, she probably was attached like that to Alexis, because we ain't seen Alexis' mama. I don't know if her mother's still living, but I ain't heard no talk of her mother. You know what I mean? But I could imagine the grandma was probably attached to Alexis the same way that she's attached to this baby, because she wasn't playing no games with Alexis as pertaining to that baby. She told her just as nicely. She's talking about Fetty Wap. She's like, what are you worried about him for? I said, come on through, Grandma. Shit. She didn't cut no corners. She didn't pull no punches. She's like, what are you worried about him for? If he's not trying to do what it is he needs to do, you need to pick up and move on. You ain't got time to be playing with him. You got to move on and get done what you need to be done with. And she told her, did y'all catch this what Grandma told Alexis? I done told you either do right or she'll be living with me. I clocked it. I said, well, Madame has spoken. Either you do what the fuck you supposed to be doing, or I'm gonna take this baby and I'm gonna send you the fuck on where you going. But she gonna be all right. Fuck him. And fuck you, bitch, if you don't act right. I said, come on, grandma. I'm living for grandma. I'm motherfucking hashtag. I'm team grandma. I'm team grandma like a mother. Oh, team grandma Skye. Yes. I'm team granny. Then I was listening to Alexis. I said, okay, now you're talking too much. You're doing too much talking because your shit is fucking up now. You want some of that love and hip hop Mona shit now. Because one moment you saying you don't need Fetty for nothing, you don't need his money, you got it all handled. Then the next thing you talk about Medicare and all of this, either you got it all together or you on assistance. Which is it? What? Because if you're on assistance and you need Medicare, ain't no way Fetty Wap get to walk around and making records and doing concerts and shit. And I'm on Medicare and WIC and shit. No, sir. And then you because I got this whole Alexis want Fetty. That's the problem. And then I keep hearing this other stuff that allegedly that Solo Lucci is saying the baby is his. And we done already seen Solo Lucci got a coin. Bitch, what's wrong with you? Now, see, again, I'm Team Granny. Because you talking stupid. If this is the case, if one of them, either one, Fetty Wap or Solo Lucci, is the baby's daddy, you ain't got no need for no Medicare, bitch. That is your Medicare. You fucked your Medicare. Now go get it done. I'm Team Granny. Granny done told girl, get your shit together or baby gonna be living with me and I'll be told you fuck all of y'all. Team Granny. Moving on. I don't know. Was it just me or did any of y'all clock that shit too? 1 minute you all right, next minute you was talking about Medicare. Moving on. Mano and Juelz had a talk. And this is what led me to the thing I was talking about in this. Mano was saying, you know, how unfair everything is. And it was this whole conversation. It just kind of led me to believe that Mano and Juelz were both sitting in a pocket of thought that neither one of them has done anything wrong. And for some reason, the cops have just come and thrown them in jail. And the man is against them and don't want them to do right. And, you know, and they just don't feel as though they've done anything wrong. And I was like, shit y'all doing ain't sitting right in my spirit, and it makes me not want to hear nothing y'all got to say. You know, it's like you're playing victim. You're playing victim, and you didn't do anything wrong. So, like I said, some of you all may not be real happy with me, but I don't understand this innocent felon type of behavior. You ain't did nothing wrong. The man is the man. The man is against you. I don't know about that. I wasn't feeling that. I don't know. Could be me. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I'm sure you all will. Like I said, I know some of y'all ain't gonna like it. It is what it is. That's the feeling I got. I just felt like the more I listened to them, they started to irritate me because it was like they had broken no rules at all, and that the cops just singled them out and just said, you know what, I'm gonna make sure you go to jail. I don't think so. Anyway, and then the whole thing, because Juelz was like, I didn't leave the airport knowing that I had a gun in my bag. I didn't even realize I had a gun in my bag. I found that out on the news when everybody else found it out. I was leaving because I had some warrants for New Jersey, I think it was New Jersey, that I hadn't taken care of, and they were saying the cops was coming, so I just kind of left. So again, even with that, how do you get to this, the man? Because what is the warrants for? The man just gave you the warrants? I don't have no warrants. Most other people don't have no warrants. You only get warrants when you do something wrong, right? Or is it that, the man, whoever that man is, will just give you one? I couldn't get into all this innocence and woe is me, everybody's against me. I just couldn't. I couldn't feel it. It was draining my very substance. And I was like, can we get on to cut to commercial? Cut to commercial! I can't listen to no more of this shit. I just couldn't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't do it with felons and that whole conspiracy theory. I can't do it. I can't do it. It just drives me fucking crazy. Anyway, and I know the law is not always on our side, but again, a lot of times, if you don't put yourself in the law's way, you won't be a part of the motherfucking story. You know, there's some people that get wrongly done. Um, some tells me Juelz and Mano, what people. But anyway, comments. Moving on. Sin, Kimbella, Jonathan. I didn't even realize Jonathan's loud ass was even going to be back on this season. Oh, Jonathan, bitch. Jonathan, you cute, but are you the loudest, most irritating sissy that I have ever ran across? Oh my god, just screaming and him and Anais. I'm telling you, I didn't know that bitch was gonna be back either. They are male and female versions of each other, and they are just the absolute fucking most. But anyway, they're having this conversation. He's having his birthday party, and here it is. He comes up, he got a problem with Juju. Who be having problems with Juju? Nobody has problems with Juju. And Ice had a problem with Juju during their reunion last year. But generally, nobody has problems with Juju. And that was all about her and Yandy, and Ice. A mess. But I was just like, it was so strange to hear. Then Jonathan was saying that he presented Juju with an idea for a radio show, and she went and got a deal and kind of took the idea and kept it for herself. I said, no, Miss Juju, no, that's kind of shady. That's kind of shady. I don't know what the whole story is behind that, but I'm sure we're going to hear about it. And then Kimbella has her issues with Yandy, okay? And we got to the bottom of that. It really, well, Kimbella was saying it's really about that part. Remember the party for was it Little Mandisi's last year? She came to the party and they were supposed to come crash the party. Judy, Kimbella, and Yandy, but Judy and Kimbella didn't show up. Just just Kimbella showed up, and she's down there showing out. And then Yandy kind of threw her under the bus. It was like, I don't know what was going on. Yandy, dude. I don't know what was going on. So I was like, okay, so this is what this is all about. So Juju wasn't invited to the party. Child, next thing you know, Yandy and Juju have a little sit down, and Yandy had no idea that Juju wasn't invited to the party, but she invited her. She's like, oh, girl, you're invited to Jonathan's party. Child, that's our Jonathan, whatever. And then they were going back and forth, a little bit. And then Juju was like, you know what? I don't know nothing about Jonathan being upset with me. I don't know why I wasn't invited, but I hope he's not trying to play no games because I ain't the one to play games with. I am Miss Petty of the Petty. I said, girl, it's going to be, you won't have to use it because Jonathan's on one, honey. And I said, Lord, this is going to be a mess with the two of them running to each other. Anyway, next thing is Joe and Sin. Joe Button and Sin, he comes and tells her, I'm really sorry that I didn't break you off a piece of this good, honey. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to Cabo. And now she's all happy. And that's as far into that as I'm going. I just can't with them two. I was like, she's like, I gained weight and I don't feel like myself. Meanwhile, this whole thing, she's stuffing her face with this toast and whatever else the fuck was on that plate. I said, I promise you, you don't feel like yourself if you put that fucking plate down and stop jamming shit in your throat, jam him in your throat. You might feel like yourself, bitch. Anyway, moving on. Just crazy. That little storyline is going to get old very fast. Anyway, so Kimbella and Juju have a conversation. Then the rest of it comes out, where Kimbella basically tells Juju, Jonathan was pissed off with you, baby. He's pissed off, and he really ain't feeling you. Said you were fake, and this, that, thing, and the other. She just spilled all the beans, okay? And then the whole thing with Yandy, they spoke about the thing about Yandy and Kimbella. And Juju told her, you and Yandy need to dead that shit. We are all girls. We are all family. We're sisters. You need to dead that shit. So she's like, and I'll definitely take care of Jonathan because I ain't for no bullshit. I said, oh, Juju. I said, Juju, you gotta go up in this party and turn it out. I could just see it now. So later on, Fetty Wap was supposed to meet up with Alexis to take care of all their situation. They supposed to meet at the studio. Fetty just didn't show up. I'm done with that. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Remember, I'm hashtag Team Granny. Fuck that bullshit. Moving on. Jonathan's party. It's an all-black party. Jonathan said he wanted everybody dressed in black. That fucking Anais, big head ass, goddamn. She's a goddamn bobblehead Lego. She showed up for the party in all white. To I look like a goddamn funeral in there. And she wanted to come in there singing, "Happy birthday to you." Oh, girl, bye, bitch. I'm so over her sex act, honey. I'm like, bye, girl. So they go through all that. Next thing you know, in walks Kimbella and Juju. And I like Kimbella in long hair. That's why I like Kimbella in long hair. Long hair where her juicy body just works. I was like, all right, girl. Her and Juju came in. Juju was snatched, baby. I said, look at her, honey. Black Barbie doll, honey. Roll through, and Jonathan's face. I said, oh, here she go, honey. Here she go. And Jonathan, they got right started, honey. She's like, no, did you have something you wanted to say to me, Jonathan? There's a problem. Why did I get my invite like everybody else? What's really going on? I said, oh, Juju. Honey, so they get to go on, and next thing I know, Anais starts in on Juju and telling her, don't be coming in there with all that. It's going to be classy. Don't lose your class. It's that and the other. And Juju was like, oh, listen. I ain't even talking to you. You're nobody, bitch. I ain't talking to you. And somebody better come and get you before I fuck you up. And, Anais was bumping her gums, honey, so they eventually came and escorted her out. Juju was like, I'm telling y'all, I ain't the one. I'll tear her ass up. I said, go ahead. I want to see. Because Anais be doing too much. Child, she told her, because she told Anais, girl, you're a has-been. Get on out of here. Child, she gonna say you was a never was. I said, oh, bitch, you tried it. You tried. Honey, Juju said, y'all better get her out of here, honey. I'm serious. I'm gonna tear her out. I was like, Lord have mercy. So right after that, then the next thing you know, Jonathan starts going at Kimbella and telling Kimbella, why would you even bring her here? This, that, thing, and the other, and on and on. I was like, Jonathan, Is you showing out for the people? Because I just couldn't feel it. Like after Juju was there, you have some problems with Juju. You weren't man enough. Because see, you should have been man enough to tell her, I don't want you to come to my party. Because you already know these messy hoes that you deal with. You knew they was going to tell Juju. But they basically told you, girl, we're going to tell Juju how to. Fuck that. Juju comes to the party. You should have called Juju and told her, I'm having an issue with you. And don't come to my party. Just, don't do it. Just uninvite her. You ain't do that. Now she's standing in front of you. Don't you dare show out in front of the people. Don't do that. Y'all can go to the side and have a chit chat. And that's it. That's how that needs to go. So they try to go over to the side a little bit to talk. Kimbella is there, and Jonathan starts going at Kimbella, and I didn't like where he started trying to drag Kimbella in and saying, I said some things about Juju, and you did too. First of all, back up. Kimbella did not say anything negative or derogatory about Juju at all. She said that because you said that Juju's fake and she's closed off to people. She said that is just her. She's not fake. She is closed off. You have to earn your spot with Juju. She doesn't just become people's friends. You have to earn your spot with her. That's all Kimbella said. Big mouth fucking Jonathan bitch. You try to make it into something more to try to lead Juju to believe that Kimbella was talking about her. Bitch, what nobody talk about Juju but you, whore. You're the one that was talking about her. You're the one whose face was all tore up with a scowl on your face like you was really saying something. It was you. All by yourself, bitch. And don't backpedal and pussy pop, bitch. It was all you. Kimbella was not talking about Juju. So don't do that. So as you know, Kimbella's loud ass was like, wait a minute. I said, oh Lord. All that, yeah, she ghetto and loud. And then here come Yandy. Yandy walk in. Hair that Yandy had on, everything. I loved her little wet, wavy. Her hair looked wet. It was really pretty hair. And next thing I know, I was like, oh Lord. So then Jonathan goes one way. It was all getting all started up. Juju said, fuck all this shit. Told Jonathan, listen, I'm over it. I ain't into this bullshit. Either if you and I are going to be friends, we'll be friends. If we're not going to be friends, I'm good with that too. I don't really give a fuck. But I'm leaving here now. I said, come on, Juju, bitch. Walk on up out of there. And she said, well, he said, wait a minute. Hold on. So you're saying, Juju, that you don't care if we're not friends? She's like, I really don't. Ta-ta. And what the fuck about her business? I said, so what was all that for, Jonathan? You just want her to chase after you. If you don't sit your motherfucking ass down, you loud fucking weirdo. I said, ugh. I said, see, I can see Jonathan's going to get on my nerves. Already pretty. You pretty motherfucking bobblehead. You're going to get on my nerves and make me mad. I'm going to want to shake your tree, bitch. I can see it coming. And I still like him. I still think he's cute as a button. But I'm going to want to shake his motherfucking tree, honey. I can just see it. Anyway, so Yandy goes. Now her and Kim is having this conversation. And Kim tells her what she's mad about. Yandy's like doing that old passive aggressive shit. Why are you upset? That's what you're upset about? Oh, girl, stop. Really? You knew you weren't going into the party. I didn't call you for you to fight. I called you just to show up. Yandy, bitch. Don't do that. You know Kimbella's about it. So you knew she was going to show up and be all loud and shit. It wasn't about her just showing up. You being shady. Then you're going to sit there and try to make her look crazy. And that's what Kimbella was like, bitch, you're not getting ready to sit here with your fake ass and try to make me look crazy, you bitch. You're not going to do it. I was like, oh my God. She's screaming and yelling at Yandy. And then she ended up told her, girl, will you get yourself together and stop telling all these fucking lies and showing out for the people, bitch? Then we can talk, whore. I'm out of here. And she left. I said, well, goddamn, you sure don't know how to throw no nice party, Jonathan. You got all kind of fuck shit going on. Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I thought that Jonathan Hang, he gonna make me get him just as sure as his name is Bobblehead Jonathan. A mess. And you know he's never at fault for anything else, anything either. He's always the victim. Child, Jonathan, bitch.